Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm going to share with you some tips and tricks on how to create perfect line work. To start off, I'm going to apply a sheer pink nude as the base and give that a cure. Wipe that off, and then I'm using a fine buffer block and I'm going to rough buff the surface. I do love to use gel paints rather than gel polish for any line work. Usually the consistency of gel paints is very pigmented and a little bit thicker than gel polish. So if you didn't already notice, the first line I did use a very long skinny striper brush. And for smaller lines, I like to use more of a medium skinny striper brush. So I do switch back and forth between the two brushes, depending on which lines I am creating. So the long center line in the middle, I did use the longest striper brush to create the line. I also do like to put my gel paints on the side on a palette. That way, when I am trying to pick up the gel paints onto the brush, I am not picking too much and not too less. Another tip to creating really thin lines is to trim your brushes. This brush is actually a very cheap brush, and I grabbed a pair of tiny scissors and I butted up against the base of the brushes, the bristles. As I rotate the brush, I am trimming a little bit of the bristles off, thus creating a skinny striper brush. So I keep trimming and keep rotating the brush until I like the thinness of the striper. I actually end up trimming all my brushes that I buy because I find that they are a bit on the thicker side and I don't want that. Because I do get a lot of questions asking, you know, where you buy your brushes or what kind of brush is that. And honestly, all brushes are the same. I just buy cheap brushes and then I trim them to my liking. So here I switched over to my thinnest and longest brush and I'm creating more thin lines just wherever, just trying to fill up the whole nail. This design is honestly, I was just freestyling. Yeah, so if you're paying attention, I do switch back and forth between the two brushes that I'm using. So depending if I want long, skinny lines, then I will use my longest and skinny brush. And then if I want more shorter and wider lines, then I'll use my shorter and thicker brush to create those lines. Another tip, if you're new to line work, is to start off with short lines. I get lines that are more longer can be more trickier because your lines can turn out uneven or just really wobbly. So if you can start off with shorter lines and you can master the short lines, so think of designs with short lines, then you can get more comfortable with line work and then eventually master all types of line work for short and long. So again, with this design, I am just freestyling. I'm just really trying to fill in all the empty spaces. So have fun, go crazy with all the different lines in different directions. There is no right or wrong way to creating line work. When you're finished with the line work, I apply a base coat and give that a cure. The base coat is going to help make the nail not feel too bumpy. After that, I apply a matte top coat and give that a cure. And we are finally finished. Here's the final look when it's matted. I hope you learned some tips and tricks on how to do some line work. Line work may look really hard to do, but keep practicing. The more you practice, the more your line work will get better. If there's any videos that you like to learn from me, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel where I post weekly videos. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.